And shout out to Nicky Bros for this electrifying Harith gameplay. If you want your gameplays to be reviewed, you can send it to my email address. Just like Nicky's submission, it should be at least equal or better quality. Otherwise, I won't be uploading it to the channel. As you know, we have a lot of ladies here who want high quality content, so we can't be giving them Japanese style recordings with gigantic pixels. Anyway, let's head towards the game. As a mid laner, you have approximately 10 seconds of spare time from the moment the jungle creeps spawn to the moment the mid lane minions arrive on the lane, so make sure to make good use of that time to aid the jungler in dealing damage to the jungle creep. Remember that one of the keys in gaining an early lead is by having your jungler reach level 4 as quickly as possible. In laning, positioning is key. Notice that Nicky stayed on the side of the minions instead of being behind them. He did that in order to have a zone advantage. Lu Yi can only choose which to target, either the minions or Harith, but Nicky can deal damage to both Lu Yi and the enemy minions. You have to be very careful though, and you have to be aware where the jungler or what the enemy jungler is doing. In most situations, this is not a good idea, but since the jungler just started attacking one of the jungle creeps, then the odds of them ganking Harith on the mid lane was very unlikely. Because of Nicky's smart lane positioning, Lu Yi had less HP than Harith, which can be handy once their jungler decided to take the lethal wonder. What the f***? Why did Alucard go to the purple buff? That was a missed opportunity by their ally jungler. Initially, I thought he chose to attack the orange buff first in order to be within close proximity from the Lethal Wanderer, but instead, he went to the purple buff. Alucard's decision to ignore the Lethal Wanderer was bad, especially since the opposing team did not have any edge at all during the early game. Lu Yi had almost half of her HP missing. Leomord is one of the worst heroes from levels 1 to 3, and the same goes with Rafaela because of how extremely fragile she is. Thankfully, Leomord wasted some precious time in attempting to attack the mid lane. If you're playing junglers with mediocre capabilities from levels 1 to 3, it's best focusing on reaching level 4 first. Every second is precious for a jungler, and when I say every second, I mean literally every second. The only time it might be a good idea to join clashes early is if you are using heroes with powerful capabilities from levels 1 to 3, or basically early game heroes. Some examples are Fanny, Balmond, Not You, and D-Roth. Here's another bad decision by Alucard. The turtle was about to appear, but instead of being ready to take it, he was headed to the bottom lane. To make matters worse, even the roamer was headed in that direction. Remember that taking the turtle is very important. It not only gives you experience, it also provides gold, which both help in building the foundations of your victory. Not to mention the buffs it gives the entire team. As you can see, even though Nicky's team had more kills, the enemy team still ended up with more gold and higher levels, and that's because they were able to take the turtle and secure it. Earlier in the game, Leomord was lagging behind Alucard in both level and gold, and now he is ahead. Nicky should have attacked Rafaela at least once. The experience and gold rewarded from assists is always a good thing. I guess he found Rafaela's aggressiveness pretty suspicious and thought one of her allies was standing by for the perfect timing. Anyway, it's not a big deal, just a missed opportunity.
What the is wrong with you? Bruh. I'm surrounded by idiots.
Yo, what the fuck? Leomord left Barbiel and chose death. Bro, why? That's gonna make the Bad Place Hall of Fame for sure. Nicky should have casted Harith's ultimate closer to the enemy turret if he had intentions of diving. Also, that was just the enemy roamer, so upon realizing his mistake, he shouldn't have forced the kill. Roamers have very low value, and you only really need to kill them to shut down a formation, or if they are assault roamers capable of dealing heavy damage. In most situations, roamers, especially pure supports, are the least target priorities. I'm sure Nikki will not commit the same mistake.
They see me rolling, they hating.
Before we forget, this was Nikki's build in the game. It was mainly focused on high burst damage, basic attack effects, and HP sustain from lifesteal and spell vamp. In situations where the enemies have above average to high magic defense, Genius Wand and Divine Glaive are good choices. As for the emblem and talents, he chose the true mage configuration, which focus on high magic power, which helps pump up not just Harith's damage, but also the thickness of his shield, cooldown reduction, and Bargain Hunter, which gives a significant discount, thus allowing a player to get their desired items sooner. And of course, Lethal Ignition, which deals a decent amount of damage. Outstanding lane defense. Since CC was already pushing the mid lane, Nikki went to the bottom lane in order to push some of the minions. Remember, this is a team game. Be mindful not just of your own lane, but of the other lanes as well. If you have a losing lane and it is defenseless, take it upon yourself to defend and push as needed. Don't just blindly let the enemies destroy your turrets. Remember, this is a battle for gold and experience, and every time your enemies destroy a turret, they also gain gold and experience, which will help them steal the victory from you. Since the clash in the mid lane was almost over, Nikki decided to keep pushing the bottom lane instead, which was definitely a good idea. After all, Harith is a mage with above average survivability. If Nikki was playing any other mage, that might not have been a good idea because most other mages can be easily defeated one-on-one because of their squishiness. If you're playing a non-roamer hero with good survivability, try not to waste your time running around the map and chasing clashes, especially if they are too far. And of course, don't turn a blind eye if there's a clash nearby and your contribution is needed. There is a right balance between joining a fight and split pushing. If you can't find the right balance, you might end up losing a game. Mindlessly joining all team fights can result in unpushed lanes, while split pushing mindlessly can result in too many clash losses for your team. And that concludes our Mobile Legends content for today. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe, everyone. Peace.